Hey YouTube, today we are going to be watching 6 games of Zen versus Mawkzy that happened live yesterday, because we don't get to see a lot of Zen 1v1, and I think we would watch this on the YouTube whether we were live or not, but I decided to bring the live viewers in there with us as well. You can see them over there on the right. I'm sure they're going to be completely chill as we have Mawkzy in the blue and Zen in the orange, so we already mess it up. This is the kind of thing that if we were indeed doing a YouTube video, we'd of course just restart again, but we are doing it live, so we switch it live as we watch Zen and Mawkzy play. Now, Mawkzy did stream these live yesterday, so if you guys watch Mawkzy's stream, you have probably already caught a couple of games, and I would highly recommend watching Mawkzy stream, especially as a 1v1 fan. You're basically guaranteed to get all the highest level games, because Mawkzy's out there queuing ones, picking up any player who happens to queue in the top 10 or 20, and I tell you what, Zen is definitely top 10 or 20. He is rank 1 right now. Not by as much of a margin as he is rank 1 and 2, as he takes to the sidewall and gets a reset before leaving the ball completely. I think we're all really interested to see Zen for multiple reasons. One, because he hasn't really been in the 1v1 game in a while, and so it's nice to see him back involved in it in some sort of fashion, and it'll be nice to see how he might match up against these players who he hasn't played in a long time. Ooh, wave dash cash from Mawkzy didn't quite go in. No one scored yet here in this game 1. It is 6 games we're going to be watching as Zen now taken up for an air dribble, goes double and actually misses wide as well. I mean, these guys are just playing ranked. This is surely very casual for them, so it's not nerves by any means, but Zen eventually gets the follow-up for the first goal. We know that Mawkzy has been trying to work on his aerial game. I don't know if he has the fortitude when he gets rare Zen games to, you know, stick to his training program, or if he's going to do his best to actually steal some MMR, but we'll get a good sense of that, I think, as we watch more of the replays. I'm going to go for an air dribble bump to delete Mawkzy and get a second. We recently did a tier list too, where we were thinking about including Zen, but ultimately decided he's just too inactive to really put him on the map anywhere. And I don't think that's going to change just because of a few ranked games that we've been able to watch, but it might give us an idea of where he could end up if he does happen to queue up for RLCS 1v1s. Now, I hear that while registration is still open, Zen is not currently signed up to do it, but he has been getting and defending rank 1 recently. I've noticed he's been rank 1. I think somebody took it over for a bit, and then here he is maybe grinding some more games to take it back. I don't know if Drally took it over, because Drally was also trying to do like a rank 1 series. So Zen seems to at least be locked in enough to feel like he needs to earn his points back and keep rank 1 in 1s and 2s. And there's no better guy to have a good matchup against if you want points. Mawkzy's always going to be there to play you, and so if you can get wins against him even semi-regularly, you should be able to get some points. But after a little over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Mawkzy finally gets on the board, as it is certainly a low-scoring game so far in this 1v1. Mawkzy wave dash kickoff into his own back corner. Zen challenges and tries to avoid the bump follow-up. Dodged the first, but not the second. Can Mawkzy convert on it? Flicks it behind Zen. Good use of the fact that Zen's going to respawn and forces a little bit of rotation past that post if he wants to cover the wide open nets on the opposite side, and Mawkzy flicks it past him. Kickoff win for Zen. Nice save. Can he get the in and out? No, he can't. So Zen up 3-2. I think he forgot to hit record. No, I didn't. Either way, we have the Twitch VOD. I'm so glad the Twitch chatters are here to help us in the creation of this fantastic YouTube video, as Mawkzy converts for a third. Wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy. He recently said in an interview something that we kind of already knew. I think the interview was after he tried out kickoffs with more boosts. Nice little single jump delay before the flick on Johnny's channel. He mentioned how he's pretty much always playing the kickoff for the recovery. He's not really trying to win it heavily, just trying to make sure that he can get out of the kickoff alive. And that is certainly what his wave dash kickoffing would represent. But after a game that's felt like it's been controlled by Zen, he has used some kickoff wins to now get himself a 2-goal lead. Another kickoff win as he goes into the attacking corner. Zen's going to be on very little boost. So I imagine Mawkzy Gonna try and do his best to convert from this position. Zen, this is just a big clear. Just using it to buy a bit of time. Knows he's gonna have to give up possession. Probably still defend, but this time he's doing it with a lot more boost to work with. Delay flick, my goodness, Mawkzy. I mean, he's not the kind of guy you can let get to that spot too often. And he shows exactly why. As he has been on a crazy run here. I'm not sure exactly when it started, but I want to say Zen might have been up 3-2. So it might have been 4 straights for Mawkzy before Zen able to equalize on a kickoff. Mawkzy recognized just a little bit too late that he was going to get his boost stolen. You could see him being a bit more casual about recovering. But then when he either heard or just noticed Zen was going to go steal it, he tried to then bail out and win the race. And doing so resulted in him losing the race and now being incredibly out of position. He could have taken the risk to just stay on ball on low boost. Or if he had immediately known Zen was going to dive into his corner, he could have beat him there. But that's, of course, a risk that's really tough to take as well. 6-5 right now for Mawkzy with 35 seconds left to go. Both these guys on very little boost. Mawkzy just continuing to test him. Pop the ball up to crossbar height, see what he can do on low boost saves, and Zen survived. So now a boost reset for both as Mawkzy still in control of the ball. Zen in and outs. Again, Mawkzy high lobbing shots, trying to get them to cross the goal line as high as possible, just as a way to pull boost out of Zen, but Zen will flick it over the top of him. A great catch, and it's 6-6 with 7 seconds left to go. I've done my best to not know how these games go. You know, kind of avert my eyes as I open up the replays. So I truly don't know who takes these and in what order. As Mawkzy trying to go for 0 second cinema, but Zen makes multiple saves, and of course he's going to want it to hit the ground now. So overtime in game number 1. Zen gonna win this kickoff, put it on target, but Mawkzy will have enough to make a save. He is actually not looking for boost. He wants an immediate counterattack, and he punished. Zen went to dive to pick up some boost, thinking that he was gonna have a bit of time, but he did not. Mawkzy recognized that 1-2 punch counterattack. And the first of these 6 games went to Mawkzy. Mawkzy with the first win in the 6 games. All of these games played consecutively. A constant queue session between the two. I imagine as somebody who maybe wants to play one's ranked, it could probably be frustrating at times to know that queuing up one's ranked is like, it might as well say on your overlay, 1v1 against Mawkzy. Like if you're as high rated as Zen and you go to queue up, you gotta know you're just gonna get Mawkzy. It seems like he's always there and always queuing. Certainly there's a couple other people who will dabble at times, of course proven by the fact that Zen is here, but Mawkzy always there most consistently. I wonder if we could add up his one's ranked games played. The thing is, if you add all of his accounts, that's the only real way to find it out. Wow, Mawkzy getting mechy here as he goes for a double reset shot. That is not something that I feel like we normally see from Mawkzy, especially not in the matchup against Zen. So maybe that is a little bit of the fruits of the labor of Mawkzy working on the aerial game. At the end of the day, the finish of it was not something that was, you know, extra effective here in this one's game based on Zen's position, but even then, it just shows signs of what he might be able to use when the time is right. And he's always been able to use that. Quick catch into flick and a 2-0 lead for the Mach. I think Feer forgot to turn off TTS. Did I forget? No, I didn't. It is off. It is off. I could turn it back on, but something tells me that's an obvious mistake now that chat is clearly going to try and troll me. Zen falling from a bit too high above the ball, I believe, to really feel good about that flick, and so he knew tapping it away and putting a weak shot on target would just be a mistake. Ultimately just fell back down to the ground. Now he's regained possession. Zen double jump into flick. Mawkzy makes the save off of the post as well and is able to end a possession that felt like was probably going to be extended. Pretty impressive save from Mawkzy, who decides not to try and race Zen to the boost. I feel like he had to have known he had an advantage, but even if you have an advantage, if the other person has just enough to touch the ball, that can be enough to discourage you. As Mawkzy going to go double jump bump and get a 3-0 lead. So these games started with Zen with a decent lead, But ever since he went up, I think 3-0 himself, it's kind of been all Mawkzy. Oh, I take that back. I guess Zen made it to OT, but the fact that Mawkzy pulled away in the OT makes it feel like momentum is still in his direction. Little zap dash from Mawkzy as he's on the goal line, waiting for his 50 opportunity. Zen manages to stay alive in both. Winners! Thank you for Tier 1. The Tier 1 are our heroes for the next couple months, as I've mentioned many times. Trying to get that Partner Plus. When was it played? These were played yesterday. Zen flick collected way too close to the goal line, but the recovery and the demo will result in the goal. Flipped a bit. 44 months of Tier 1. 44 months of Tier 1 is insane. Truly the biggest hero of all time. Happy Valentine's Day to all the Tier 1ers and just the Tier 1ers. Sorry, everyone else. And Dizzy! Thank you for 3 months of Prime. Okay, maybe the primers as well. Mawkzy trying to bring the game down to a battle of dribbles. Certainly a place that you do not want to let Mawkzy drag you to. He will definitely beat you there with experience. As Zen pre-flipping through this ball. Not enough to make any magic happen on the goal line. He's either going to need another reset or a much better 50. Mawkzy pinching the ball away. He has been pretty consistent with those pinches. Seems like he gets power no matter what. There's a slight question on whether or not he'll put it on target, but always seems to get that power. Mawkzy recognizing that bounce was going to be miserable for him long before it hit the side wall, so did not sit around to wait and see if he could double it. Zen is being really patient here on the back wall, waiting for his opportunity to escape. He tried to do so here. It cost him a lot of boost, but he is going to have to back off. Will he rejoin the play? No, it's a fake. And Mawkzy reads that fake, brings the ball back down to his car. You can see him setting up the diagonal flick, but I'll be honest, that's not one to normal Mawkzy standards. Either way, though, he's able to maintain possession, which is maybe his priority here with a 3-2 lead. We've seen Mawkzy try and stall time before with a full minute left to go. And man, is he playing it safe now, just letting Zen flip manically behind the ball as he waits to take over control. Nice pre-flip over the top of a bump attempt. Mawkzy, big clear, still gets himself demoed. So can Zen get this on target? What a clean catch. Mawkzy instantly forced to save, but does make that save and survives. Wow, Zen, you got to give him credit. That's not an easy position to convert on a demo with the ball headed the wrong way, but he got the perfect catch. And now Zen again is trying to kind of pre-read this Mawkzy time waste, but it did not work out. The ball is going to float into the nets, and Mawkzy is going to win the second of 6 games to go up 2-0 against Zen. Game number 3 between these two. At this point, Mawkzy has taken some of Zen's MMR. And, you know, I don't have the update on the leaderboard at every moment throughout these games. But I'd be unsurprised if Zen was not at rank 1. Or the fact that, you know, if he could lose this game, maybe he loses all 6. If he truly can do that and still be rank 1, then he must have been insanely rank 1, which I doubt he was. Zen not able to pick up the midfield 100, but does dodge the Mawkzy demo here as he picks up this 100. And will take it to the skies, knowing Zen, he definitely feels comfortable here as he goes for a ceiling reset, and nice air roll around the ball. Great recognition of where Mawkzy was defending, and just changes his car position with ease to have the musty put it behind him. I have on the overlay that it's a set of 6 replays. Zen, top shelf shot denied. Mawkzy again trying to catch Zen diving in. You can see His plan was to go farther back and really reset the play. Zen's fake challenge forced him to turn and cut it. Now they're both just vying for control now. Zen in and out to make a high save. That felt ambitious, and I was ready to find out how. You know, Zen gets that level of trust, like Nupo does often, where they're going for something that doesn't make a lot of sense, but you remember that they make a lot of magic happen, so you just go ahead and wait to see if it works. But that time, it did not, and it did not make a lot of sense. As Zen goes in and out and can't make a save. He cannot 50 the ball as he falls to the ground here. It gets dunked. And Mawkzy up 2-1. Big kickoff win for Zen. Puts it on target. Direct win. This is the kind of thing that Mawkzy is trying to prevent. He's mentioned that he does not want direct kickoff goals. Obviously, I mean, everyone doesn't want direct kickoff goals into their net, but specifically, I think Mawkzy would admit he tries to sacrifice the chance of him doing the same for just a more neutral midfield kickoff, and yet that's not what worked out here. Yo, I Whittle, thank you for the tier 1 for 3 months. So many heroes here in the chat today. Shout out all the tier 1ers. If you're thinking about maybe switching your Prime to a tier 1, you can do it for 2 months and then just switch back. But help out the stream a decent amount. Looking like we might just get... Uh-oh. I think I just jinxed it in this moment. I was going to say we're going to get 2-2 at 2:22, but right before that happens, Zen gets the beat and makes it 3-2 a little over halfway through the game. JalV2K, thank you for the 19 months of Prime. Mawkzy chases down the demo before setting up a hook shot. Going to the backboard. Definitely feels like a way to let Zen play to his strengths. He seems to have, you know, perfect reads. There are no situations that are awkward for him. And if he's got boost and force to go up in the air, he's going to be able to clean up your backboard setup easily. Even if maybe a less talented player might have been out of position and unable to handle it. Was that a fake musty reverse wave dash from Mawkzy? It's not going to end up resulting in anything. In fact, it ends up resulting in a counterattack, but hey, still fairly fancy. As Zen up 4-2 in this game. Zen losing this kickoff as Mawkzy gets first possession. He's going to go air dribble cringe, and Zen gets around it. I gotta mention, Mawkzy asked me after I rated him during one of his matches. He asked me if I actually thought he was cringe. He wanted to clarify because his Twitch chat was telling him that I was calling him cringe. Just to be clear, guys, when I'm talking about air dribble bumps or any sort of bump plays and I refer to them as cringe, it is just a joke. It is mostly making fun of the people who genuinely get upset by that. And I admit that at some point, you know, you get into the joke so hard that it's like, what's the difference between you and the people who are joking? And the people who are not joking, I should say. And, you know, there's probably some merit to that, but just to be clear, I do not think Mawkzy is cringe. Bumping is part of the game. And as he's so greatly put, oof, nice wave dash pop by Zen. He says, bumping Atto, because it was the match against Atto. He says, bumping a player like Atto is not easy. And it's not cheap. It is by no means cringe. Which I couldn't agree more with. Feer versus Mawkzy drama. There is no Feer versus Mawkzy drama. He speculated that I was probably joking around with his chat, and we just confirmed that after the raid. That being said, Mawkzy is timely going to put in a double jump bump to secure his 4th goal. As right now he's on track to losing his first of these ranked games against Mr. Zen. As Mawkzy makes a goal line save. He has Zen on low boost, so maybe a decent opportunity for him here with the time winding down, but could not control the dribble quick enough and refused to kind of play it quickly in a situation that maybe necessitated it. But either way, Mawkzy's still alive. Now he's going to be forced to play out of the air. A dribble off the ceiling, and he lost control. That is not the kind of dribble he wants. And the kind of dribble that will almost assuredly end the game in Zen's favor, as Zen taps it back to his own half and takes his first of these ranked games. Game 4 of 6. We got Mawkzy back on the blue team, Zen on the orange team. Mawkzy, nice demo dodge. Immediately using his flip and some boost to get back to the wall to stay in control of the ball and not get completely left out. That is a mistake. I have to imagine Mawkzy was hoping to go top shelf with that on the bounce, because I don't think Zen is going to be able to do much to stop that if he could, but he overshot it. Zen, in his attempt to play keep away, is going to overshoot it as well as he recovers in and out, and was hoping to go back into his corner to stay in control of possession, but Mawkzy meets him there and is definitely applying the pressure. Now Zen, double jump bump. And there you go. That adds to it as well. If you think Mawkzy is cringe, then you have to put Zen on your cringe list as well, because he's more than willing to go double jump bump when he needs to. In fact, the thing about cringe and bumping, not that anybody cares. Emote who asked coming in chat very soon, I'm sure. The meta in RLCS has become super air dribble bump heavy. I feel like if you guys have been watching the RLCS recently, air dribble bumps either to score, but actually more often to pass. Air dribble up in the air, and then leave the ball floating down like outside the box for a perfect spot to shoot, and then go take out defenders through the air is like, not only is it prevalent, it's like the main way to score, I almost feel like. So many different teams are using that, and it becomes the end result of almost every single dribble nowadays. That surely people watching 1v1 air dribble bumps recognize that it's basically practicing for threes. So that's one of the biggest things that... Ooh, wait, DS challenge from Zen. Back wall. Has the reset. Ooh, fake. Ah, that's pretty good. I feel like he could have pre-flip shot it if he wanted to, but he decided the fake is going to work out even better. I'm not sure if that counts as a DS challenge or not, but either way, an impressive start to this game from Zen. But as I was saying, a lot of people will, you know, roast 2v2 and 1v1 for anything that they feel is not RLCS practice. For example, you've heard of the, you know, collection of French players playing twos who would get mad at kickoff strategies in 2v2. I'm not sure if they still do, considering how crazy kickoff strategies are now, but saying, you know, oh, this is not practice for RLCS. We're not getting better when you just kickoff strat. But clearly, being able to deal with random kickoff strats is now a humongous part of RLCS. Ooh, I thought Mawkzy couldn't get there, so it wasn't going to be a goal, but it does tap in. And anyways, now air dribble bumps can be argued as the same. Hey, look, I saw 25 million different air dribble bumps in the top 8 of RLCS, you know, this last weekend, so I can't be cringe. I'm just training up. That's what I tell my, you know, Diamond 1v1 opponent after I double jump bump him. I say, I'm sorry, man, but I'm prepping for the RLCS. Mawkzy, can we see a little bit more of that aerial game? We saw such a clean double reset from him, but then really nothing else from him since then from the air, especially considering that he didn't even end up scoring that one, despite how mechy it was. Did I sign up for RLCS 1v1? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I know I joked about it, and it does seem like a fun idea to just go lose maybe one time on stream to the first person I play against, because I'll be such a low seed. The person I play against will be really good. You know, ideally they're really, really good, and we get like Daniel first round or something, but I don't know if I would. But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. As somebody who's like working the events, would... I don't know if I agreed or something to not play in them. And of course, what if I qualify? Then, you know, I'll have to commentate myself. So they don't allow unks. They definitely allow unks. They just might not allow me, since I'm a special guest, right? Everybody loves a good special guest. 6-2 with 1:40 left to go. Zen adding the delay kickoff to his arsenal here against the Mach. Something we did not see from him before, but is seemingly having a decent amount of success with. Mawkzy never giving up. Gonna get his third goal with 1:30 left to go. Zen resetting the field after stealing Mawkzy's corner. Now going for not quite a full DS challenge. It's out of the corner instead, and it's also not going to make it anywhere near the full distance of the field. Mawkzy waiting for Zen to pass him, was hoping to kind of undercut him in an attempt to create an opportunity. Tried to go for an angle that probably wasn't there, and it proves not to be, and now he can't even fight off the boost. Zen, such an impressive shot. My God, and that's a forfeit too. We're going to watch this one again. This shot is just not easy to do. When Zen touches this off the side wall, and it's kind of like too high above it to get the perfect flick. I don't know how to fully explain it, but I think you see him boosting downwards. Ah, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Just a beautiful flick. Zen smurfing at rank 1. I'm not sure that's how that counts. Just clean. But Mawkzy decided to not even let it go in. He decided to forfeit it here because this is not just me freezing the replay. This is the replay stopping, which means Mawkzy left. He had had enough. So Zen winning the 4th game, and we'll head to the 5th. Game 5. A little map rotation, something we're not used to, as well as just 1v1s being played on anywhere but Manfield Night, also something we're not used to. I like this new Neo Tokyo. Does that make me canceled? Or no, I'm allowed to like it because it has grass on the ground, right? Map is awful. So maybe I am canceled. I don't know, I don't mind it. I don't mind the extra colors and stuff with the green grass. Whenever I get it and watch games on it, and it pulls up in the RCS, I go, oh, this is kind of nice. As opposed to, you know, the other variants of Neo Tokyo that maybe aren't quite as good. Yeah, you're right. We gotta swap the overlay as these guys switch colors back and forth. Zen is now in the blue as he takes a sidewall air dribble. He did a good job of pulling it pretty far out to the midfield, forcing Mawkzy's ceiling challenge to cover as much distance as possible. But also, if you cut that too far out to the midfield, you're also cutting away all your own opportunities to score. So at some level, Mawkzy has already succeeded if he convinces Zen to basically take the ball to the opposite side wall instead of attacking the net. Mawkzy trying to, oh, not just trying to, but succeeding in staying in control of that ball and then beating Zen to the corner boost. Zen chaining some wall dashes together in an attempt to get speed and clear outs. But it does not get him out of this defensive sequence. Now a great low 50. And Zen's patience, once he has earned the ball, is really, really impressive. As he's going to try and go air dribble cringe to see if he can garner some haters. Pretty hard for Zen to get haters, but I'm sure if he did enough air dribble bumps, some of them would pop up. Mawkzy, nice play this time through the air. Hasn't had a ton of success with it, but he's going to fake it, go down to the ground, and dash it in for the first. Wave dash kickoff for the Mach. Wins it into the blue half and a fake! And Mawkzy's earned that, especially with the way the games have been going. Sure, the last flick maybe wasn't quite what you're used to, but when the vast majority of them go booming top left, you can't help but react to the setup. Mawkzy again. Oh, interesting dash from Zen. It's not going to end up mattering. I'm going to go back and watch it just real quick. I feel like he recognized last second that he needed to change his movement and try and recover, and yet he still didn't get there in time. What is that 180? I mean, it's so clean. He landed in quick 180, but obviously it's just recovering from a big mistake. So at the end of the day, it wasn't anywhere close. But still, no surprise. Zen with the clean movements in an attempt to make up for his mistake. Were there quick chats involved? Someone said Zen is playing the game. I assume there were some quick chats. Zen gonna get a demo. It was live streamed, so we can see the quick chats. You know, if you go back and watch Mawkzy's VOD, or I'm assuming he uploads those to YouTube as well. So you can see the games on YouTube. See if there were any quick chats. Zen Bringing this ball into his back corner. Pre-flip into another reset. Fell so far away from the ball. And you just end up getting so much power when you do this. Maybe there's a moment in time in which the ball could get taken away easily, but when you set it up with that level of speed, there's just nothing Mawkzy can do other than stare at the ball as it heads in his net. Another possession for Zen. He's not going to go sidewall. Instead, he'll cut infield for a dribble and go for another 50. He's had a couple of these air dribbles now that have left a bit to be desired, falling short of the nets and not really having a plan for how to finish them. Oh, you're right. This is no, this is game 5. We should be good, right? I think this is 5 of 6 games they played. And it is 2-2 as of now. Should be able to see all that on the overlay. Mawkzy. Stealing corner boost. Zen. Long shot. Mawkzy has to evade the demo. And he only does it temporarily because he does have to make a play on the ball eventually. And doing so gets him killed, but great respawn. Good respawn mechanics from Mawkzy to put himself directly in the path of the play. Zen will fake him and still get his goal, though. These are ranked games that were played yesterday. And I know everybody, whenever we have matches on stream, say, Zen versus blank, Zen versus blank, get Zen versus blank. And listen, he may or may not want to play matches right now, show matches right now, but I definitely got to show you guys when we do have the opportunity to watch any of his gameplay in ones. We need an actual show match. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll just have to accept that RLCS ones is where everyone, ooh, nice reset shot, is going to be mostly going to focus their ones. Zen passed to himself off the ceiling. Mawkzy respecting it all. And ultimately maybe respecting it too much as he gets an awkward landing around his post, waiting for the ball to kind of bounce out in front of him, maybe get a clean angle of attack. And during that time, when he's awkwardly waiting, Zen finds a way to get himself a goal. He just tried a psycho, and that was a mistake. So you love to see that Zen with a 2-goal lead feels incredibly comfortable and is willing to go for psychos at the risk of getting scored on. Does just need to hold out now for 23 seconds. Mawkzy in his favorite position. Nice early challenge from Zen. I mean, whether you're going to get flicked, faked, or air dribble bumped, it's better to not find out any of those things and just take it away. Nice double jump over the ball. I know it's not a big deal, right? I mean, it's not hard to do. All of us could have gone and done it in ranked right now, but it's just funny. You always see something unique when you watch guys like Zen or Nupo. I don't know. I just dodging the ball, going over it, and landing on the other side is just it's just not something that anybody else would do in that situation. But apparently, it's what Zen does, and it does secure him the win. So he has won 3 of the 5. We'll go to the final 6th ranked game. The 6th and final game of these two, and what better place to run it than Manfield Dusk. Mawkzy now down, needs another win to tie the series. Might leave, you know, the video with a little bit to be desired if they end up just being tied, but unfortunately for us, they played an even amount of games. Zen is going to get the first goal of this game 6. Mawkzy trying to get back involved in the air. Oh my goodness, Mawkzy, a great setup. Zen actually pre-jumped it, went ceiling height, got back down, and still makes the save. Not a bad setup though from Mawkzy. He should feel good about it. Now switching the field, bringing 1v1 back a couple years. Why not just cut and power slide your way to victory? Maybe the answer now is defense is a little bit too good as Zen manages to read that. And oh my goodness, the reset shots, top right. Zen just boosting that ball out ahead when it felt like there was no way to do so. Zen gonna get another kickoff and flick it in for a 3-0 lead. Mawkzy setting up his ground dribble a little bit too deep, a little bit too close to the nets in order to get something going before Zen can take it away. And now Zen air dribbling into the sunsets and getting himself a bump for a fourth. 4-0 lead for Mr. Zen. Zen, after losing the kickoff, going for a pinch on his back wall to clear it away, and then dives in on the follow-up. Felt so good about his pinch that he felt maybe he could get back to the ball and get a full clear out of it, but maybe just needed to hand it over instead of getting risky. And it leads to Mawkzy's first goal. He's got another kickoff for a wall to air dribble. Mawkzy, wow. I mean, we talk about not letting him bring the ball down to set up the flick, but I feel like he basically caught that off the bounce and immediately ripped it top left, which goes to show you can't even give him the blink of an eye to get it set up. And now he's going to have a ton of time. As Zen hides behind the ball, he's going to go air dribble bump. Zen gets over the top of it. That's not the first time he's made a great save on some cringe activity. Mawkzy has baited Zen into racing into his own corner a ton of different times in these games, and he tried to do it again, made it look like he was taking the ball across his net and to his corner boost, and then tried to surprise cut it infield, see if he could bait Zen deep enough that the net would be open. But Zen has not fallen for that trick again, especially when there was a huge desire to boost starve Mawkzy. He knew Mawkzy had a decent amount, so it's not like diving in keeps him at 0, as Mawkzy would just save boost if he saw that steal happening. Mawkzy eventually creating his goal, 4-3. 2 seconds past halftime here in game number 6. Zen off the sidewall, has a reset. Fakes it all the way down to the ground and is now trying to slow play. He went for a bump and he actually missed it. It seemed like his flip was supposed to be diagonal and was a side flip instead. And the reason why that's so surprising is because I thought Zen never made a mistake. But here he just lets Mawkzy have a free one. So I think it's 4 straight for the Mach after Zen opened up with 4 straight. Zen chipping this one to top shelf. Tried to dunk it in, did not succeed. Mawkzy's going to have big boost advantage, but couldn't shoot. Oh, wow, he did shoot quickly. I thought it was going to be tough to actually get a strong shot, but he finds a way, and oftentimes the best way to do it is that musty flick to just get pace on the ball quickly. The setup for it is one that rushes the ball straight down and to the nets faster than some other options. Mawkzy, oh my goodness, that's the classic. I mean, that's the classic. You got to avoid that the best you can, but there's really no stopping it once he gets it set up. And just absolutely booms it perfectly top left, and he follows it up with something you never want to have happen to you in ones. Direct kickoff straight in. Mawkzy sees Zen has to deal with clearing the ball on the kickoff, so uses that as his opportunity to steal away all the boosts, force Zen to play on 0 with a minute 14. Oh my goodness, I didn't think there was a way to get power. He ended up getting too much power with a perfect clean catch into flick. I wonder if Mawkzy was even surprised at how much he was able to get on that, as he now tries to tap this up and away from where Zen can make a play, but Zen's just going to try and make a play from ceiling height, and this can be tough to do. What a 50. When the ball is that high and you're forced to basically follow it down to the ground, not a lot of outplaying can be done, but you certainly can do your best to try and win a 50, and Zen definitely won that one. As it's now tied 6-6. Zen in the nets, hoping to react to this shot. Couldn't do so. Mawkzy put it with pace and top shelf. Zen trying to box Mawkzy out of this one. Mawkzy takes it back into his corner. Zen has decided, with 36 seconds left to go, he has to stay aggressive. I'm not sure if that's going to end up being the right idea. Now forced to play on pad, swinging wide. Mawkzy thought he could catch Zen over challenging by backflipping it and having him go flying past, but Zen proves to be patient even in crucial moments. Nice shot from Mawkzy. Caught him creeping out of net though, and gets it over the top of him. 18 seconds. So you're going to need to see some quick Zen goals. And this is not a bad way to start it. Mawkzy hoping to clear it. Zen actually with a really good backflip jump to pin the ball in a spot that he can make a play off of. It is not easy to win that 50 and keep it around in a spot where you can, quickly convert and punish a defender. But Mawkzy gets that ideal 50 with the backflip, or sorry, Zen does. And now he's on 0 seconds after losing this kickoff. He probably had to win it. Mawkzy's going to bump him a couple times and secure it. So it is indeed going to finish 3-3. Mawkzy and Zen, I believe, of course, Zen had to have stopped queuing because I'm sure Mawkzy would queue until both of them died. But I think Zen decided that was enough 1v1 for him. He is still rank 1. I don't know if he ended up playing again when maybe he knew Mawkzy wasn't queuing or something, or if he just ended that session rank 1 still because he was already there. But 6 games. Thought you guys might be interested in these. Shout out Mawkzy, who when I saw them happening live said, hey, you want the replays? I said, sure. Let's check them out. 6 1v1s. Zen, is he back in the 1v1 game? I guess we'll see.